What's good? What's good? What's good? My name is Devin O'bannon with Black Irish Entertainment. We're here in the lab with the brand, the squad. My guys at the brand. Had to get the plug in. Had to put the plug in. But yeah, we're here doing the classes with the masters. I'm just gonna kind of run through some techniques that I use, some things that I can show you, and kind of go through simple side of workflow when it comes to how I mix and master my projects and even produce really for the artists and film and TV stuff that I've done. But yeah, we'll dive into some ideas as far as EQs, compression, and how to utilize those things to make music kind of pop, make things kind of reach you right in front, and then you can kind of feel it in the back. But we'll go through all the details when we make that happen. So all right, so we're going to step into this instrumental from a record called Crazy by Phoenix Rose. Incredible artist. They released this back in June. Mixed it, recorded it, mastered it. It was a one-stop shop. So we got it all done here, which is great. But what I'm going to do is kind of go through the details of the beat and how I allow things to kind of pop out, how I allow the kicks to hit the way that they're hitting, the 808s to hit the way they're hitting. And it's just a combination of just compression and EQ to really get it where it needs to get. So one of my favorite EQs is the Fab Filter Q3 or Pro Q3, one of the most dynamic EQs that I've ever used, honestly. But I love it. So we can focus on the instrumental. I'm going to play it for a little bit just so you can get an idea of what it sounds like now, and then we can kind of go through and dissect it a little bit. Cool. Yeah, you guys got to listen to it. Feels good, sounds good. Shout out to my guy El Tempo. He's the one who produced this. One of my focuses is starting with the bottom end. That's the strong foundation of the record. You want that bottom end to feel and be heard. So you want the kick to hit, you want the 808 to hit. I focus on that is because that's really the foundation of the beat. EQing, compressing, making sure everything's scooped out is the focus of that. The high end is to give that air, that breath to make it sound bigger, and then I focus on that second. That's my goal after that, to really give the contrast between the lows and highs, and then everything in between is, preference. All right, so we're gonna start with the low end. Usually when you hear records, low end is really cutting through and hitting, really at a natural state. Most producers really like the natural element of like the 808 or sub, but something that I add on it is one of these EQs here that really brings it to a lifted state, and that's this EQ right here, the Peltec. This thing adds so much body to 808s and subs and everything like that. And then with this, I add also the decapitator, which is this plugin right here. And this one here also adds like a little bit of grit because it adds a little bit of distortion to the 808 to really allow it to cut through in the mid-range. So
can we hear the difference like before you add?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. So this is just the natural 808 here, and it sounds good. In its natural state. With the EQ, it adds just a little bit more lift to that 808, which gives it a little bit more body, and then the distortion adds a little bit more grit to it to really allow it to cut through. So with those tools there, those are the ones that I use to really allow 808s and subs to really like hit the way they hit, where you feel them in your chest, Yeah. All right, so we talked about the low end. Now we're creating separation with the high end. So what I usually use here, obviously EQ and compression to kind of create its own space in the mix. But one of my tools is reverb. Reverb allows you to get a good lift on creating the separation between the low end and high end. But with the high end elements, creating space is what you get when you feel like you're almost like engulfed, immersed in the music. And so being able to create that space where you're surrounded by the sound is, one of the key elements that I use for the high end. These are high synths that El Tempo used, and I'll let you listen to them. Check it out. So the Rhodes, we have those high keys with a cool flute over top. It's nice. Yeah. So all the elements are there, but they're also in their own space. So some things have a little bit more heavier reverb to create the lift. Some other things are a little bit more dry, so a little more close quarters. But yeah.
What is your process in deciding, like if you have a bare song,
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually go with your EQ first? Do you go with your high end first, or does it vary?
It varies depending on the song. So like this one here, I focused, like I said, on the low end because it was a heavier bottom end type record. But with the high ends, everything I pretty much touch, I do EQ first. So I can get rid of either problem issues or problem areas of conflict, or I can just create space for it. So EQs are the focus, and then, everything kind of falls in line after that.
We're kind of sad, we're kind of glad. We are human, we can be kind of mad. We're kind of up, we're kind of down. We are human, we can smile and frown. We're kind of here, we're kind of there. We're all just human, that's why we care. We're all of this, and we're all of that. We are human. Broken, beautiful, don't know which way to go. Try to find a way to a brighter day. We're human, so show your face. We're broken, we're sad, we're happy tonight. We're trying to make a change, 'cause we can live this way. Who am I meant to be? Can I just be free? Can I just be free? Can I just be me?
Yeah, this record's special, man. This one's special, and you guys got a first taste of it. But this is my guy, Will Chapman. Incredible singer, incredible songwriter. The focus of this bridge was really to get that intense, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like anticipation for what's coming up next. The idea of this one was really kind of allow everything to have like this descending chord progressions up and up and up, and as he goes through those lines in the bridge, it just kind of builds that anticipation to the big drop on the back end. And believe it or not, that's not a 30 person choir. That's us, two of us singing. I think we did maybe like 20 takes. Yeah, about 20 takes of just like each section to really develop it to be and sound like a choir. And we just sang different parts of the studio space, which is crazy, and it turned out incredible. So certain techniques, you can actually make one voice, two voices sound like a choir, and it's doable. It's possible. Obviously it takes a lot of takes, but it's possible. But yeah, that record's called Human, coming out very soon. Stay tuned for that.